Hi, I'm Kimberlie Hamilton, nonfiction author and a guest time tunneler. As you can see, I love books. Probably about 90% of the books on these shelves are about animals and history, my two favorite topics. I also love writing books about history, and my latest book is about cats and the crazy, wild roller coaster ride they've had over the centuries. You might find this hard to believe, but without cats, human civilization may have taken an entirely different turn. There's also a lot about cats that might surprise people, including the fact that there are a lot of superstitions and myths about them out there. Some of these silly beliefs go all the way back to the Middle Ages, especially the ones about black cats. Let me introduce you to my feline writing assistant, Scout. He's a black cat, obviously, but he's brought me nothing but good luck over the years. Trust me, black cats are awesome. So superstitions are a bunch of nonsense, and a lot of the stuff that you read about in history books is nonsense as well. To be honest, a lot of the things that we're told about history are just plain wrong. I like to think of history as a real-life detective story, and that's what I love about it. I hunt for clues in books and online, and I pack as many juicy facts as I can into each one of my books. For this book, I wrote about the history of the world from the perspective of a cat, and it starts off by dispelling one of the biggest myths out there. This is a picture of a cat mummy at the British Museum. Now, how many of you have ever been told that the ancient Egyptians were the first ones to befriend cats? Well, they're wrong. Cats and humans have actually been buddies for thousands of years before the ancient Egyptians ever thought to paint a picture of a cat inside an Egyptian tomb. So who were the first ones to befriend cats? It was actually in a warm, sunny place, a lot like this one. Archaeologists working on a small island in the Mediterranean Sea called Cyprus discovered a grave that was 9,500 years old. And in this grave, they found the skeleton of a very important man. They know he was important because he was buried with stuff like stone axes and flint tools, all things that were really important back then. What they didn't expect to find was the skeleton of a cat. So who was this mystery Moggy? Well, nobody knows, but we know there was somebody very important to this man because they were both curled up and placed facing each other. This is the first evidence we have of a human and cat friendship. As for the ancient Egyptians, thousands of years later, they were the ones who turned cats into the cuddly fur balls that we know and love today. In fact, they revered cats so much that they were thought of as living gods, and anyone who killed one, even by accident, was swiftly sentenced to death. Now, all throughout history, cats have been revered for one main thing. They kept mice and rats under control. And without cats to guard our food and stop the spread of nasty diseases, human civilization may have taken an entirely different turn. Once humans let these furry mouse hunters into their homes, cats unleashed their secret weapon, purring. And basically, they've never left. But it's not because they can't survive on their own. As history has shown, cats are more than capable of looking after themselves. They choose to live with us, and we're all the better for it. So next time you see a furry friend, be sure to give them a little head rub and thank them for all they've done to save humankind. And thank you for joining me on this journey through time with cats.